Hello, let's learn more about Jesus Christ. And now it came to pass when the civilization named after the bad brother had gone to war against, when those from the civilization named after the bad brother who had gone to war against the civilization named after the first prophet to write, had found, after their many struggles to destroy them, that it was in vain to seek their destruction. They returned again to land 2. And it came to pass that a certain group of dissenters from the civilization named after the prophet, because of their loss, were exceedingly angry. They saw that they could not seek revenge upon the civilization named after the first prophet to write. They began to stir up the people in anger against their brethren, the people of missionary. Therefore, they began again to destroy them. Now, this people again refused to take arms, and they suffered themselves to be slain according to the desires of their enemies. Now, when missionary and his brethren saw the work of destruction among those whom they so dearly loved, dearly beloved, and among those who had so dearly beloved them, for they were treated as though they were angels sent from God to save them from everlasting destruction. Therefore, when missionary and his brethren saw this great work of destruction, they were moved with compassion, and they said unto the king, Let us gather together this people of the Lord, and let us go down to the land of land 3 to our brethren, the civilization named after the first prophet writing book, who was also a good brother, and flee out of the hands of our enemies, that we be not destroyed. But the king said unto them, Behold, the civilization named after the first prophet writing book will destroy us, because of the many murders and sins we have committed against them. And missionary said, I will go and inquire of the Lord, and if he say unto us, Go down unto thy brethren, we go. And the king said unto him, Yea, if the Lord saith unto us, Go, we will go down unto our brethren, and we will be their slaves until we repair unto them the many murders and sins which we have committed against them. But missionary said unto him, It is against the law of our brethren, which was established by my father, that there should be any slaves among them. Therefore let us go down and rely upon the mercies of our brethren. And the king said unto him, Inquire of the Lord, and if he saith unto us, Go, we will go, otherwise we will perish in the land. And it came to pass that missionary went and inquired of the Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Get this people out of this land, that they perish not. For Satan has great hold on the hearts of the dissenters, who do stir up the civilization named after the bad brother, to anger against their brethren, to slay them. Therefore, get thee out of this land, and blessed are this people in this generation, for I will preserve them. And now it came to pass that when missionary went and told the king all the words which the Lord had said unto him, and they gathered together all their people, yea, all the people of the Lord did gather together all their flocks and herds, and departed out of the land, and came into the wilderness, which divided the land 2 from land 3, and came over near the borders of the land. And it came to pass that missionary said unto them, Behold, I and my brethren will go forth into the land of land 3, and ye shall remain here until we return. And we will try the hearts of our brethren, whether they will that ye shall come into their land. And it came to pass that as missionary was going forth into the land, that he and his brethren met, named after father, over in the place of which has been spoken. Behold, this was a joyful meeting. Now the joy of missionary was so great, even that he was full, yea, he was swallowed up in the joy of his God, even to the exhausting of his strength, and he fell again to the earth. Now was not this exceeding joy? Behold, this is joy which none receiveth, save it be the truly penitent and humble seeker of happiness. Now the joy of named after father in meeting his brethren was truly great, and also the joy of some specific brethren are named. But behold, their joy was not to exceed their strength. And now it came to pass that, named after father, conducted his brethren back to the land 3, even to his own house. And they went and told the chief judge all the things that had happened unto them in the land of land 2, among their brethren, the civilization named after the bad brother. And it came to pass that the chief judge sent a proclamation throughout all the land, desiring the voice of the people concerning the admitting of their brethren, who were the people of missionary. And it came to pass that the voice of the people came, saying, Behold, we will give up the given land, which is on the east by the sea, which joins land, which is on the south of a certain land. And this land, which is the land which we will give unto our brethren for an inheritance. And behold, we will set our armies between the land and the land 2, that we may protect our brethren in the land. For this we do for our brethren, on account of their fear to take up arms against their brethren, lest they should commit sin. And this, their great fear, came because of their sore repentance, which they had on account of their many murders and their awful wickedness. Now behold, this we will do unto our brethren, that they may inherit the land, and we will guard them from their enemies with our armies, on condition that they will give us a portion of their substance to assist us, that we may maintain our armies. Now it came to pass that when missionary had heard this, he returned to the people of missionary, and also named after father with him into the wilderness, where they had pitched their tents, and made known unto them all these things. And named after father also related unto them his conversion with missionary's brother. And it came to pass, it did cause great joy among them, and they went down into the land and took possession of the land, and they were called by the civilization named after the first prophet, the people of missionary. Therefore they were distinguished by that name ever after. And they were among the people of the civilization named after the first prophet to write, and also numbered among the people who were of the church of God. They were also distinguished for their zeal towards God and towards men, for they were perfectly honest and upright in all things, and they were firm in the faith of Christ even unto the end. And they did look upon shedding the blood of their brethren with the greatest abhorrence, and they never could be prevailed upon to take up arms against their brethren, and they never did look upon death with any degree of terror, for their hope and views of Christ and the resurrection. Therefore death was swallowed up to them by the victory of Christ over it. Therefore they would suffer death in the most aggravating and distressing manner which could be inflicted by their brethren, before which they would take the sword or scimitar to smite them. And thus they were a zealous and a beloved people, and a highly favored people of the Lord. Okay, that was a lot of story. I decided to include that in this series because we see the love these people had for Jesus Christ, and how they did not fear death because of Jesus Christ. And now it came to pass, after the people of missionary were established in the land, and a church also established in the land, and the armies of the civilization named after the first prophet to write were set about the land, yea, and all the borders round about the land of land 3, behold, the armies of the civilization named after the bad brother had followed their brethren into the wilderness. And thus there was a tremendous battle, yea, even such an one as never had been known among all the people in the land, from the time that the first prophet in the book left Jerusalem. Yea, even tens of thousands of the civilization named of the people in the civilization named after the bad brother were slain and scattered abroad. Yea, and also there was a tremendous slaughter among the people named after the first prophet to write in the book. Nevertheless, the civilization named after the bad brother were driven and scattered, and the people, the civilization named after the first prophet writing book, returned again to their land. And now this was a time that there was a great mourning and lamentation heard throughout all the land among all the people of the civilization named after the first prophet writing the book. Yea, the cry of widows mourning for their husbands, also the fathers mourning for their sons, and the daughter for the brother, yea, the brother for the father. And thus the cry of mourning was heard among all of them, mourning for their kindred who had been slain. And now surely this was a sorrowful day, yea, a time of solemnity, and a time of much fasting and prayer. Yea, and thus endeth the 15th year of the reign of the judges over the people named after the first prophet writing the book. And this is the account of missionary and his brethren, their journeyings inland to, their sufferings in the land, their sorrows and their afflictions, and their incomprehensible joy, and their reception and safety of the brethren in the land. And now may the Lord, the Redeemer of all men, bless their souls forever. And this is the account of the wars and contentions among the civilization named after the first prophet writing book. And also the wars between the civilization named after the first prophet writing book and the civilization named after the bad brother. And the 15th year of the reign of the judges is ended. And from the first year to the 15th has brought to pass the destruction of many lives, yea, it has brought to pass an awful scene of bloodshed, and the bodies of many thousands are laid low in the earth, while the bodies of many thousands are mouldering in heaps upon the face of the earth, yea, and many thousands are mourning for the loss of their kindred, because they have reason to fear, according to the promises of the Lord, that they are consigned to a state of endless woe. While many thousands of others truly mourn for the loss of their kindred, yet they rejoice and exult in the hope and even know, according to the promises of the Lord, that they are raised to dwell at the right hand of God in a state of never-ending happiness. And thus we see how great the inequality of man is because of sin and transgression, and the power of the devil, which comes by the cunning plans which he hath devised to ensnare the hearts of men. And thus we see the great call of diligence of men to labor in the vineyards of the Lord. And thus we see the great reason for sorrow and also rejoicing. Sorrow because of death and destruction among men, and joy because of the light of Christ unto life. Okay, a lot of story there, but we do learn that about endless woe at death and endless happiness at death. And that endless happiness comes from Jesus Christ. Oh, that I were an angel, and could have the wish of mine heart, that I might go forth and speak with the trump of God, with a voice to shake the earth, and cry repentance unto every people. Yea, I would declare unto every soul, as with the voice of thunder, repentance, and a plan of redemption, that they should repent and come unto our God, that there might not be more sorrow upon all the face of the earth. But behold, I am a man, and do sin in my wish, for I ought to be content with the things which the Lord hath allotted unto me. But behold, I ought not to harrow up in my desires the firm decree of a just God, for I know that he granteth unto men according to their desire, whether it be unto death or unto life. Yea, I know that he allotteth unto men, yea, decreeth unto them decrees which are unalterable, according to their wills, whether they be for salvation or unto destruction. Yea, and I know that good and evil have come before all men. He that knoweth not good from evil is blameless, but he that knoweth good from evil, good and evil, to him it is given according to his desires, whether he desireth good or evil, life or death, joy or remorse of conscience. Time out from the reading. Here, one of the reasons I picked this chapter, A lot of this is just somebody saying he wished he was an angel and he could tell everybody. But here's a beautiful truth here. Those who do not know good from evil, they are blameless. That's not you. If you have the internet, you're able to watch this video and you're not mentally, a child, you have the ability to learn different ideas, good ideas, evil ideas, and you will get what you choose. Now, back to the reading. Now, seeing that I know these things, why should I desire more than to perform the work to which I have been called? Why should I desire that I were an angel, that I could speak unto all the ends of the earth? For behold, the Lord doth grant unto all nations of their own nation and tongue, to each his word, yea, in wisdom, all that he seeth fit that they should have. Therefore, we see that the Lord doth counsel in wisdom according to that which is just and true. I know that which the Lord hath commanded me, and I glory in it. I do not glory of myself, but I glory in that which the Lord hath commanded me, yea, and this is my glory, that perhaps I may be an instrument in the hands of God, to bring some soul to repentance, and this is my joy. And behold, when I see many of my brethren truly penitent, and coming to the Lord their God, then is my soul filled with joy. Then I do remember what the Lord has done for me, yea, even that he hath heard my prayer, yea, then do I remember his merciful arm which he extended towards me. Yea, and I also remember the captivity of my fathers. For I surely do know that the Lord did deliver them out of bondage, and by this did establish his church. Yea, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of 11. Yea, and I also remember the captivity of my fathers. For I surely do know that the Lord did deliver them out of bondage, and by this did establish his church. Yea, the Lord God, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob did deliver them out of bondage. Yea, I have always remembered the captivity of my fathers, and that same God who delivered them out of the hands of the Egyptians did deliver them out of bondage. Yea, and that same God did establish his church among them. Yea, and that same God hath called me by a holy calling to preach the word unto this people, and hath given me much success, in the which my joy is full. But I do not joy in my own success alone, but my joy is more full because of the success of my brethren, who have been up to land too. Behold, they have labored exceedingly, and have brought forth much fruit, and how great shall be their reward. Now, when I think of the success of my brethren, my soul is carried away, even to the separation of it from the body, as it were, so great is my joy. And now, may God grant unto these my brethren, that they may sit down in the kingdom of God, yea, and also all those who are of the fruit of their labors, that they may go out no more, but that they may praise him forever, and may God grant that it may be done according to my words, even as I have spoken. Amen. Behold, now it came to pass, after the people of missionary were established in the land, yea, and also after the civilization named after the bad brother were driven out of the land, and their dead were buried by the people of the land. Now their dead were not numbered because of the greatness of their numbers. Neither were the dead of the civilization named after the first prophet right in the book numbered. But it came to pass, after they had buried their dead, and also after the days of fasting and mourning and prayer, and it was in the 16th year of the reign of judges over the people of the civilization named after the first prophet right in the book, there began to be continual peace throughout all the land. Yea, and the people did observe to keep the commandments of the Lord, and they were strict in observing the ordinances of God according to the law of Moses. For they were taught to keep the law of Moses until it should be fulfilled. And thus the people did have no disturbance in all the 16th year of the reign of the judges over the people, civilization named after the first prophet writing book. And it came to pass, in the commencement of the 17th year of the reign of the judges, there was continual peace. But it came to pass, in the latter end of the 17th year, there came a man into land 3, and he was Antichrist. For he began to preach unto the people against the prophecies which had been spoken by the prophets concerning the coming of Christ. Now, there was no law against a man's belief, for it was strictly contrary to the commands of God that there should be a law which should bring men on to unequal grounds. For thus saith the Scripture, choose ye this day whom ye will serve. Now, if a man desired to serve God, it was his privilege, or rather, if he believed in God, it was his privilege to serve him. But if he did not believe in him, there was no law to punish him. But if he murdered, he was punished unto death. And if he robbed, he was also punished. And if he stole, he was also punished. And if he committed adultery, he was also punished. Yea, for all this wickedness they were punished. For there was a law that men should be judged according to their crimes. Nevertheless, there was no law against a man's belief. Therefore a man was punished only for the crimes which he had done. Therefore all men were on equal grounds. And this Antichrist, whose name was Antichrist 3, and the law could have no hold upon him, began to preach unto the people that there should be no Christ. And after this manner did he preach, saying, O ye that are bound under a foolish and vain hope, why do ye yoke yourselves with such foolish things? Why do ye look for a Christ? For no man can know of anything which is to come. Behold, these things which ye call prophecies, which ye say are handed down by holy prophets, behold, they are foolish traditions of your fathers. How do ye know of their surety? Behold, ye cannot know of things which ye do not see. Therefore ye cannot know that there shall be a Christ. Ye look forward and say that ye see a remission of your sins, but behold, it is the effect of a frenzied mind. And this derangement of your minds comes because of the traditions of your fathers, which lead you into a belief of things which are not so. And many more such things did he say unto them, telling them that there could be no atonement made for the sins of men, but every man fared in this life according to the management of the creature. Therefore every man prospered according to his genius, and that every man conquered according to his strength, and whatsoever a man did was no crime. And thus he did preach unto them, leading away the hearts of many, causing them to lift up their heads in their wickedness, yea, leading away many women and also men to commit whoredoms, telling them that when a man was dead, that was the end thereof. Now this man went over into the land where missionaries people were, and to preach these things among the people of missionary, who were once the people of the civilization named after the bad brother. But behold, they were more wise than many of the civilization named after the first prophet writing book. For they took him and bound him and carried him before missionary, who was a high priest over that people. And it came to pass that he caused that he should be carried out of the land. And he came over into the land named after teacher, and began to preach unto them also. And here he did not have much success, for he was taken and bound and carried before the high priest, and also the chief judge over the land. And it came to pass that the high priest said unto him, Why do ye go about perverting the ways of the Lord? Why do ye teach this people that there shall be no Christ, to interrupt their rejoicings? Why do ye speak against all the prophecies of the holy prophets? Now, the high priest's name was, it doesn't matter, and Antichrist 3 said unto him, Because I do not teach the foolish traditions of your fathers, and because I do not teach this people to bind themselves down under the foolish ordinances and performances, which are laid down by ancient priests to usurp power and authority over them, to keep them in ignorance, that they may not lift up their heads, but be brought down according to thy words. Ye say that this people is a free people. Behold, I say they are in bondage. Ye say that these ancient prophecies are true. Behold, I say that ye do not know that they are true. Ye say that this people is a guilty and a fallen people, because of the transgression of a parent. Behold, I say that a child is not guilty because of its parents. And ye also say that Christ shall come. But behold, I say that ye do not know that there shall be a Christ. And ye say also that he shall be slain for the sins of the world. And thus ye lead away this people after the foolish traditions of your fathers, according to your own desires, and ye keep them down, even as it were in bondage, that ye may glut yourselves with the labors of their hands, that they durst not look up with boldness, that they durst not enjoy their rights and privileges. Yea, they durst not make use of that which is their own, lest they should offend their priests, who do yoke them according to their desires, and have brought them to believe by their traditions, and their dreams, and their whims, and their visions, and their pretended mysteries, that they should, if they did not do according to their words, offend some unknown being, who they say is a god, a being who never has been seen or known, who never was, nor ever will be. Now when the high priest and the chief judge saw the hardness of his heart, yea, when they saw that he would revile even against God, they would not make any reply to his words, but they caused that he should be bound, and they delivered him up into the hands of the officers, and sent him to land 3, that he might be brought before, named after father, and the chief judge, who was the governor over all the land. And it came to pass, when he was brought before, named after father, and the chief judge, he did go on in the same manner as he did in the land named after teacher. Yea, he went on to blaspheme. And he did rise up in great swelling words before revile against the priests and teachers, accusing them of leading away the people after the silly traditions of their fathers, for the sake of glutting on the labors of the people. Now, named after father said unto him, Thou knowest that we do not glut ourselves upon the labors of the people. For behold, I have labored even from the commencement of the reign of the judges until now with mine own hands for my support. Notwithstanding my many travels round about the land to declare the word of God unto my people, and notwithstanding the many labors which I have performed in the church, I have never received so much as even one senine for my labor, neither has any of my brethren, save it were in a judgment seat. And then we have received only according to the law for our time. Now, if we do not receive anything of our labors in the church, what doth it profit us to labor in the church, save it were to declare the truth, that we may have rejoicings in the joy of our brethren? Then why sayest thou that we preach unto this people to get gain, when thou of thyself knowest that we receive no gain? Now, believest thou that we deceive this people, that causes such joy in their hearts? And Antichrist 3 answered him, Yea. Then named after father said unto him, Believest thou that there is a God? And he answered, Nay. Now named after father said unto him, Will ye deny again that there is a God, and also deny the Christ? Behold, I say unto you, I know there is a God, and also that Christ shall come. Now, what evidence have ye that there is no God, or Christ cometh not? I say unto you that ye have none, save it be your word only. But behold, I have all things as a testimony that these things are true. And ye also have all things as a testimony unto you that they are true. And will ye deny them? Believest thou that these things are true? Behold, I know that thou believest, but thou art possessed with a lying spirit. And ye have put off the Spirit of God, that it may have no place in you. But the devil has power over you, and he doth carry you about working devices that he may destroy the children of God. Now Antichrist 3 said unto named after father, If thou wilt show me a sign, that I may be convinced there is a God, yea, show unto me that he hath power, then will I be convinced of the truth of thy words. But named after father said unto him, Thou hast had signs enough. Will ye tempt your God? Will ye say, Show unto me a sign, when ye have the testimony of all these, thy brethren, and also all the holy prophets? The scriptures are laid before thee, yea, and all things denote there is a God, yea, even the earth, and all things that are upon the face of it, and its motion, yea, and also all the planets, which move in their regular form, do witness that there is a supreme Creator. And yet do ye go about leading away the hearts of this people, testifying unto them, There is no God, and yet will ye deny against all these witnesses? And he said, Yea, I will deny, except ye shall show me a sign. And now it came to pass, that named after his father said unto him, Behold, I am grieved because of the hardness of your heart. Yea, that ye will resist the Spirit of truth, that thy soul may be destroyed. But behold, it is better that thy soul should be lost, than that thou shouldest be the means of bringing many souls down to destruction by thy lying and by thy flattering words. Therefore, if thou shalt deny again, behold, God shall smite thee, that thou shalt become dumb, that thou shalt never open thy mouth any more, that thou shalt not deceive this people any more. And now, Antichrist 3 said unto him, I do not deny the existence of God, but I do not believe that there is a God, and I say also that ye do not know that there is a God, and except ye show me a sign, I will not believe. Now named after father said unto him, This will I give unto thee for a sign. Thou shalt be struck dumb according to my words, and I say, that in the name of God ye shall be struck dumb, that ye shall no more have utterance. Now when, named after father had said these words, Antichrist 3 was struck dumb, that he could have, ye shall no more have utterance. Now when, named after father had said these words, Antichrist 3 was struck dumb, that he could not have utterance according to the words of named after father. Now when the chief judge saw this, he put forth his hand and wrote unto Antichrist 3, saying, Art thou convinced of the power of God, in whom ye doth his sign? Would ye that he should afflict others to show unto thee a sign? Behold, he has showed unto you a sign, and now will ye dispute more? Antichrist 3 put forth his hand and wrote, saying, I know that I am dumb, for I cannot speak. And I know that nothing save it were the power of God could bring this upon me, yea. And I always knew that there was a God. But behold, the devil hath deceived me, for he appeared unto me in the form of an angel, and said unto me, Go and reclaim this people, for they have all gone astray after an unknown God. And he said unto me, There is no God, yea. And he taught me that which I should say, and I have taught his words, and I taught them because they were pleasing unto the carnal mind. And I taught them even until I had much success, insomuch that I verily believed that they were true, and for this cause I withstood the truth, even until I have brought this great curse upon me. Now when he had said this, he besought that named after father should pray unto God that the curse might be taken from him. But named after father said unto him, If this curse should be taken from thee, thou wouldest again lead away the hearts of this people. Therefore it shall be unto thee even as the Lord will. And it came to pass that the curse was not taken off of Antichrist 3, but he was cast out and went about from house to house begging for his food. Now, the knowledge of what had happened unto Antichrist 3 was immediately published throughout all the land. Yea, the proclamation was sent forth by the chief judge to all the people in the land, declaring unto those who had believed in the words of Antichrist 3 that they must speedily repent, lest the same judgment should come upon them. And it came to pass that they were all convinced of the wickedness of Antichrist 3. Therefore they were all converted again unto the Lord. And this put an end to the iniquity after the manner of Antichrist 3. And Antichrist 3 did go about from house to house begging food for support. And it came to pass that as he went forth among the people, yea, among a people who had separated themselves from the civilization named after the first prophet writing book, and called themselves, being led by a man whose name was, and as he went forth amongst them, behold, he was run upon, and trodden down even until he was dead. And thus we see the end of him who perverteth the ways of the Lord, and thus we see that the devil will not support his children at the last day, but doth speedily drag them down to hell. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good day.